What's going on, YouTube? I'm making this video just in case this works, so I'm making it beforehand. If it works, I'm gonna post this. This specific issue is for a 2019 Volvo S60, but this issue happens to a lot of these newer Volvos with these kinds of buttons. So what happened with mine is track skip stopped working, center button stopped working, and the menu wouldn't work as much. So I replaced the button. This button's brand new. Got most of the controls back except for the center button, and sometimes the skip also still doesn't work. So I was gonna change this one out, but what I'm going to do first, well, what I did first was take this cable off. I inspected it, make sure continuity is still good. It's going across the wire from one side to the other, and it does seem like it's working. Originally, I was going to stretch this wire out because I thought maybe it's tugging on it, but it doesn't seem like it is. So one thing that I did see is you see these little pins in there. There's pins on both sides, so this side makes contact and this side makes contact. But these were pretty flush. They were flat against the plastic towards that way. And so what I did is I grabbed that razor right there, the Milwaukee razor, and I pulled the tabs towards this way, towards the opposite way, towards this way. And what that does is that pulls the tabs in a way where, like, once I plug this in, it's going to make contact with these in case that is the problem, where it's like barely touching sometimes. That's why it might work and might not work sometimes, in case it is. So in case that is the problem, I've stretched them out and to make sure there's really good contact on there. For these ones on this side, they also make contact, like I said, but there's not much you can do for that side. So what I did is I got some electric grease, and I put some on here, and I put some on there, and then I cleaned off the plastic because you don't want the electric grease to be continuing on, like you don't want like a smear continuing on to the next pin because it's conductive. So you want to wipe it off to make sure each pin just has its own grease individually. And I did that for both sides. And this one, same thing with this one. This one, there's not much I can do for the pins without dismantling this, and I think I might break it. Actually, maybe not. But I'm just gonna take a shot at this and just hope that it works. But what I did is, for these ones, continuity was also good on this, and so for this one, I got the grease, and I basically put it on the hole, and I put pressure against it, and I squeezed it. And what that does is it's going to force grease inside this pinhole, which is where the pin goes to connect. And I did that for each one, and then once it's done, wipe it off because the grease is inside each hole now. And like I said, you don't want this to glaze over to the next pins. You don't want that. And I basically did the same thing with this side. You see how they're in there, but they're separate. The grease is separate, so the plastic is clean. You don't want, like I said, you really do not want that grease touching another pin. Anyway, I'm going to put this back together, and if this works out, I'm going to post this video. There's not much to be said. If I posted this, then this ended up working. All right, thanks you guys. Also, I forgot to include this in the first part of this video, but you see how I zoomed in and you could see the pins on this cable. I pulled them out a little too far. So in this example, they're pulled out a little too far. And what happened was I tried plugging it in and it just wouldn't let me. It was way too hard. And so I had to push them back just a little bit. So you want the pins pulled out just enough so that when you plug it in, you could feel some resistance, but it'll still let you plug it in. But if you try plugging it in and it's just too hard and it's just not letting you, that means the pins are way too far. Okay, you guys, I lied. So I'm gonna add on to the video just so I could show you guys. I'm a little excited, so I told myself just to add it to the video. So here's the button. This is the one in question that didn't work. So press menu. Boom, working. My center button wasn't working. Hit OK, it works. Go to the right, it works. This button did not work at all. This is how I know this worked. And the center button, it would work, but you guys know how that is. It's very, very random. But right now, everything is working together. That is very rare. I have never had that happen. So to me, this worked. This is fixed. Just to check, it's radio stations. So anyway, you guys get the point. This worked. So cool. I mean, I see a lot of videos for this repair. It's usually replacing the wire, that because it's too short or something like that. But in reality, the way those pins are designed, I guess over time they wear out, or the pin gets pressed too much to the other side, which causes like intermediate connection with each of the pins. So one pin with just being intermediate can cause a whole issue with the other side. I'm sorry, from this side to this side. So a very easy fix. Maybe you don't even have to replace this. More than likely the issue is with the wire itself. So when you replace this, maybe the pins are like positioned in a way where like when you connect the wire, it makes it a stable connection again. But in reality, it probably has to do with that wire and the pins. So just a little hack. I don't see anything like this on the YouTube or on the forums. Usually it's people replacing everything until it's fixed. So good luck.